Hey everyone, this is Daniel from Meta Ruffy, and this is 26 Questions with me.
Yo, what's happening guys? Use the QR code right here or the link in the description to sign up with MEXC.com. You'll need a MEXC account to claim the rewards, get airdrops, cool prizes, and so much more. So go ahead and get started today. Also, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more. Enjoy the video. Hey Daniel, welcome to the interview. Super excited to have you today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Very, very well. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for asking. Actually, our community is very excited about Meta Ruffy. They had a lot of questions on Twitter, I must say, and we selected the top 20 for you to answer so we can learn more a bit about your project and go in depth all the details. So if you're ready, I can go ahead and start asking those questions.
Go for it.
Awesome. Starting off with question number one. Any significant reason for choosing the project name? What significance does this thing bring to your project?
Typical question that we get all the time. I mean, Meta, of course, under the word Metaverse, which is a very easy topic. But Ruffy came in, we wanted to stay within the, not the brand of the Doge name whatsoever, but within it's still the same culture. Ruffy in Europe is what the adolescents call a puppy or a dog aspect. It's just something very easy and very catchy to understand. So that's why we ended up using Ruffy as our end name. So that's where we got Meta Ruffy from. It's just very catchy and very easy and rolls off the tongue.
True. Okay, thank you for clarifying that one. Moving on to question number two. Is Meta Ruffy easy to play for beginners?
It is. It's, we made the UI system within our gaming relatively easy. You just create your own avatar, log in, username and password, and you walk straight into our metaverse that is ready now. It was ready the week or two before our actual launch. That's how far in advance we are with creating our actual game.
Right, and to play, I assume we would just go to the main website, hit the play button here, redirect us to the new tab.
Exactly. And we're currently on Google Play, iOS, Firefox, Chrome, and currently developing now for Oculus, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. We're a busy bunch.
You definitely have a lot more options than a typical crypto project when it comes to playing gaming. So it's actually pretty cool that you have so many options to start from, because usually that's a concern for some of the users. Oh, I want to play on this, but it's not available, etc. Great. Moving on with question number three. How do you envision people using Meta Ruffy in the future?
I think in the metaverse itself, it's a still untapped concept. When we talk about our competitors, they've been around now for almost a decade, where we've only launched 4 months ago. And what we have created thus far is pretty impressive. And the way that I see us utilizing this for the future, it's the same concept of understanding what the .com era was, what Bitcoin was in the very beginning in 2009, and what an NFT was when they started coming out in the mid-teens. It's still an untapped resource and value that people still have a hard time understanding. And I think as we are being developed for the next few years is when we're going to start to really shed a light on what's possible.
Exactly. Okay. Question number four. Creating a system like this requires more than great programmers. Do you have mathematicians on the team?
I found this question to be very funny. We actually do. We have, quantitative finance experts. But we are a team of 52 individuals currently. We have 27 on the back end, 25 on the front end. We have, coders, developers. We have people from finance, myself, an engineer. We can go on and on our resume. It's quite impressive, which is the reason why I think our company has been built so efficiently, but also so quickly at the same time.
Right. And plus, like any full stack or deep knowledge programmer would know math in the first place to begin with. The only people that wouldn't is probably that would use out of the box solutions, to create websites, but just, dragging and pulling and kind of like WordPress stuff. So that kind of answers the question. Okay, great. Question number five, the most fascinating things in metaverse gaming are moments of competition, interacting with new friends, as well as expressing creativity and designing their worlds. Are these features present in Meta Ruffy Metaverse, and can the players interact and be freely creative in the Meta Ruffy?
You can. We have different gaming aspects that are play to play both individually or solely. And at the same time, you can interact with each other. You can go into our game and go up to another player that's in that game. And then you have like this little green icon that shows up. You're able to verbally interact not only by voice, but also by text. We wanted to create a metaverse that is truly socially composed to allow individuals to interact with one another.
Yeah, I see that you have a lot of spots to hang out in the metaverse, kind of like pubs, right? Stadiums, spa resorts. All of these are part of.
Yep, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We are updating on a weekly or bi-weekly basis within our actual game. Just in the gaming itself, we have 11 individuals that are working tirelessly on creating the additional assets that you see are built on a weekly basis.
Yeah, by the way, it's nice to see like they have this dating site here, like section of the metaverse, because that's not very typical for crypto projects. I mean, I just recently spoke with one of the crypto projects that was solely focused on dating, and I don't see that many, dating crypto projects. So it's cool that you guys have this as part of your metaverse.
Some people see it as taboo, and we see it as just an added value. We know that it exists. We know that it was very, very successful when, that aspect of digital online gaming came around. And why not try to create a space where it's not only safe and friendly for all, but also could be beneficial for some.
Right, totally. What do you consider are the main advantages, main outstanding characteristics of this project, and how do you demonstrate its transparency and efficiency?
Our main advantage is that we have, from what I consider to be an elite squad. Our team is top-notch tier across the board. And transparency is very easy. You go into any one of our socials, channels, everything is live 24/7. There is always, whether it's a moderator, admin, or a team member, since we have so many, answering questions from the crypto side aspect of it. We haven't even tapped in yet into the gaming side, even though our gaming is live. The awareness of our gaming and the fundamentals and the functionality behind the game are still being built as we speak. And that moment where that becomes adopted to a more mass awareness is when things start getting very interesting.
Nice. Okay. Question number 7. What are your visions, plans, and goals? Can you share any particular info about the upcoming updates of the network?
We started with the actual game itself, and then we created our ecosystem and we built on top of that. Then we did NFT collections that we were able to sell out very, very quickly. We started then with exchange listings. And then, when we went to Dubai, we pushed the land sale aspect behind our project. And now what I'm beyond excited about, I'm even getting goosebumps now talking about it, is our marketplace. Our marketplace will quintessentially the marketplace for this industry. And I don't say that as a biased remark. I say that as a sole believer, me being in this space for close to 10 years now. What we have created will be mind-blowing for the NFT user, both in-chain, cross-chain, and the social aspect behind it. I mean, I can talk to you for hours about what our marketplace does, but you will be seeing it very shortly. Within this month, it will be released.
Very nice. And we will drop the links down below, of course, so everyone who's watching can follow you on your socials and not miss any upcoming updates. So guys, make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, moving forward with question number 8. What is the main role of your token in the ecosystem, and what are the real world utilities and use cases?
Our token is what powers our ecosystem, is native token brand within Meta Ruffy. So anything that you do in Ruffy World, our marketplace, buying land, everything is through our MR. So you can see our tokenomics breakdown right now, which is 8 in, 8 out. We feel it is very, very well structured. We have our own staking platform where you gain USDT for holding. At the same time, you also gain, when you're staking, we have different staking pools where you yield different APYs that also yield more MR token.
Very well. Okay. Question number 9. Many projects fail because the target audience and clients are not understood. So I would like to know who your ideal consumer is for your product.
We range from age 9 to 90. So it's everybody. We don't limit ourselves whatsoever on who gets to use our product. There's the crypto side of it, which again is just the engine, the digital asset of our actual company. But it's not what encompasses what we do. What we do is gaming. That is our main focus, where we talk about crypto adoption of 2% of usable population. Gaming is almost 5 times the amount. And that's where our main focus is, because we try to emphasize is not what our competitors are doing, but what they are not doing. And that's what we're trying to create into the space now.
Cool. And you said your end customer is age 9 to 90, so I assume someone who's 91 would use a senior version.
Yeah, right. They actually have a senior discount.
Cool. Okay, question number 10. What's your plan to attract users to Meta Ruffy?
The user itself for the game, we haven't even started with that as the gaming aspect, but with crypto, we started, we launched just shy of 4 months ago. The attraction of crypto as a whole and tokenomics, that new and that era, there was always different methods of bringing in attracted investors. Listed on a few different exchanges. We've also now listed already with MEXC, which is why we're here. We love your platform, we love your exchange, and our attraction, a lot of what we try to create in our game is entertainment. So what we're going to be providing for our users is entertainment. Both, we talk about stadium, we talk about concerts. We have an octagon, which currently is live, where you can go in there and challenge an individual for a little, scuffle, and you can actually get kicked out if you see the light go all the way down, because we can actually do a little bit of like jabbing moves. We are attracting everybody from all age groups. We were talking about Dating Island, that's a separate age group. We have our own Ruffy Mall, which is NFT purchases, just like a real mall where you can rent out your spaces. Launch pads. We have a university where we are trying to emphasize on free education. We have tapped into almost everything that we think that is lacking in this space that we call crypto, and bringing that awareness to everybody.
Speaking of malls, what do you think is the possibility that people will actually rent out their space and they would sell merch there and somebody would buy and then they would ship the physical merchandise to them? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, why is that not possible? We see it now in e-commerce sites, right? E-commerce has been around forever. That's all in digital world aspect. Why not? When we have the user base that is people actually walking into our game on a regular basis, it is no different from a traffic from Instagram or Twitter or whatnot that has the same type of impressions for advertising their products to selling. But now we are be able to house them a space within our mall, just like a real mall. You rent out your space, you sell in your product, you walk into the mall with your avatar, and you automatically be brought into their e-commerce site where then they can make their purchases. And we can do it in a certain way where it's an advantage and it's a benefit for both sides.
True. E-commerce is now pretty straightforward for people shopping online. At some point when Web 2.0 just came out, of course, using a credit card and internet was scary for people, but now everybody, even more senior people, are doing it. And I understand that in the blockchain space, the metaverse is it would be easier for people who are either in crypto or gamers, but what do you think it would take for type of people that are not familiar with the blockchain space to get acquainted and have that ease of use like they do right now in the e-commerce world, for example? What do you think it would take, for Meta Ruffy or just the crypto space in general for that to happen?
There's still a gap, right? Those individuals that still have a hard kind of getting out of their comfort zone, whether that's an educational base that we can provide to them with our university, because, our education is not going to just be your typical subjects, but it's also going to be based upon, blockchain, DeFi with your NFT aspects and usability within your typical UI structure base. The way that I see it is it's a learning curve, right? And how we're able to attract the user that is somewhat scared to try something new. It was the same user that was scared to use Word docs to start typing instead of using a typewriter. The individual should be wanting to challenge themselves to something that they just simply don't understand. Because if you're settled, you're stagnant and you're not progressing forward. And we want to try to incentivize every individual for coming into our space, both our space and the entire encompass of what we represent.
Got it. Thank you for your input there. Daniel, question number 11. Cryptocurrency is so popular in the Southeast Asian market, some countries like Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. Does Meta Ruffy have any plan to approach these countries which have the potential in crypto?
We're ready to approach those countries. We have different channels within our Telegram, 30 some odd countries, 26, 27 different languages, both in Asia, Philippines, Indonesia, but we don't want to limit just in those areas. And a huge kind of value that we want to bring into those countries, especially countries where poverty seems slightly larger than others, is education, because we feel that education should be free for all. And in our space, we're going to be providing that. Our university is already fully created within our game. You can walk into it. You can walk into a classroom, which is a large auditorium that can hold 100,000 people. So the limitations are endless on what we're creating. We are currently looking now on the licensing and the registration of the actual schools, because you can't just open up a school and just throw a teacher in there and call it a teacher. Everything has to go through its own regulations and legalities per country itself, because again, we are trying to offer this for the world, or at least the world that it has the accessibilities of electricity, internet, etc.
Outstanding. And I share the same vision as you do on that one. What achievements has Meta Ruffy obtained after launch? Could you share with us your perspectives about why Meta Ruffy can attract a large group of protocols and build up a prosperous ecosystem?
Oh, look, yeah, we just came back from Dubai about a month and a half ago. 11 of our team members all joined in, which was a very beautiful and special moment for us. Because when you think about crypto, especially crypto and projects within tokenomics, which has only been around for a little over a year now. It's almost like a fantasy for everybody still. Potentials of winning big and losing big are very, very high. And for us to all come together individually for such a short period of time, go into Dubai, do what we did, which, again, this is a biased remark. It is factual for me. We were the hottest ticket there. Our booth was amazing, and everyone that was there was surrounding us like a mob, which was really, really nice to see. And we were super humble about it. We did win the most innovative company of 2022 at the Dubai Expo, which was a huge honor for us. But that emphasizes something that people probably don't even realize, is that they called us a company, which is what we are, fully registered and licensed in Dubai, international FCCO. And that's the huge difference, is that we are a project, but we are actually a company, which is a lot more that we can say from the majority of our competitors.
Congrats on the achievements so far, and wish you more success going forward. All right, question number 13. I was exploring your website and I couldn't find your roadmap. Do you have one? Could you share it? I'm curious to know your plans and strategies for 2022.
If you scroll at the bottom of our website, you'll be able to see the link at the very, very bottom.
Yeah, okay. We covered that in the previous questions. Okay, I guess we can just move on forward. Question number 14. How does the mystery Metaverse land sale work? When I buy a land plot, what can I do with it?
The land purchase is just just like our staking. It's a mystery logic, so it's a random logic. So when you buy land, it's not like you can buy a plot exactly where you want it to be within our interactive map, which is what we already have as well. That's also within our website. If you take a look, you'll see our mapping, and you'll see the plot indicators within the main source of the mass or the islands that are surrounding it. Once you purchase your land and your land is allocated to you, you can do whatever you want with it. You can flip it, you can sell it within our newly created marketplace, which is going to be live in the next couple of weeks, or you can build assets on it, which we give you the tools to build those assets. We don't just let you sell the land and say, you guys figure it out. Like, again, a lot of our competitors, they just have their hands off after purchasing land. We actually have an NFT asset builder tool that you are able to utilize to build your land. And then you'll be able to rent it. You'll be able to build your own cottage, build your business, build your own launch pad. Again, what you decide to do with it after the fact is limitless for you, but we will be there to assist you the entire way.
Splendid. All right. Question number 15. Why did you choose the Binance Smart Chain? Are you planning to launch your mainnet or switch to other blockchains in the future?
I just think Binance was the most adapted. I think a lot of other projects were pushing a lot into the Ethereum, and we wanted to be slightly different. It's easy for us to cross-chain, so it's not a problem, but we felt that it was undervalued, especially for the NFT aspect of it and the metaverse part of it as well, because you didn't see a lot of metaverses within that blockchain. And we wanted to create a new standard for what is BSC, because BSC lately has been taking a few hits because let's just call them manipulated individuals. And we wanted to bring the high standards and the reputation back for the BSC.
Nice, very well. Question number 16, what are Ruffy World ecosystems?
We'll be here for a long time. I mean, if you go into our game, you're going to be able to see we have our stadium, we have our university, we have our mall, we have dating islands, we have workout islands where we're going to be partnering up with different fitness entities that are already in this space, both digitally and physically in the real world. You know, we have our pubs, we have our racetrack that we just built. So we have a full-fledged racetrack that's going to be actually starting in our gaming as well. Again, this is a game, right? So we have to try to entertain the masses that are going to be utilizing our game. But at the same time, we don't want to limit ourselves for just gaming. We want to be able to create that educational piece, create the approach of people being able to go into our mall and learn about different projects. Because sometimes there isn't a platform for great projects to be in because the space is, as small as the space is, it's large that it's hard to get people's attention. So we're trying to create that hub for those individuals.
Cool. Okay. Question number 17, what makes you feel confident about the survival and sustainable success of the Meta Ruffy project in the future?
Again, I emphasize on our team. It doesn't matter what the crypto side of what we do. You know, I mean, we're talking right now and we see what the market looks like. We can talk all day long about why the market is where it is today and the bearish approach, or we can talk about what the future is. For us veterans that have been in the space for such a long time, we know what the crypto aspect has done and how it kind of recirculates itself, and we are numb to it. The reason why we will sustain ourselves and push forward is because of our team. That's because we are fully incorporated. We are now trademark processed across the board. We have the essential capital to build our game without depending on what the crypto aspect does anymore. That again is our engine that houses our current value, but it is not an indicator of our success.
Got it. Understood. Question number 18, does Meta Ruffy have plans to implement policies and incentives for your ambassadors?
We haven't yet taken that approach yet because we're still really doing as much as we can building our actual assets within our game. Until that time comes where we want to kind of open up the floodgates and letting the users really come in is when we'll start taking that approach and trying to address whether it's ambassadors, whether it's supporters. I mean, we do have supporters on our website, which you will be able to easily see if you scroll down. But right now we are really emphasizing on the development of our game itself.
Right. Speaking of supporters, so I saw you have a whole dedicated section here, like celebrity supporters, which is pretty big names here.
To say the least, yeah.
Yeah, to say the least, Linux. I mean, those are like legends here. So you guys are actually collaborating with them like periodically, or it's like a one-time thing that they just, did a shout out for you?
Yeah. So they supported us enough to promote our actual project within this base of community. I can't tell you that they are financial supporters whatsoever. What they do with their own investments is entirely up to them. But I can tell you that they fully vetted us out. They had to review us as a team before agreeing on using our support. You can't get somebody like Kevin O'Leary or Wozniak into a project and say, hey, listen, we're gonna pay you $1 gazillion. Please support our project. They won't do that because they already have those $1 gazillion. They had to agree that our project was worth promoting and supporting and standing behind. And we were very, very blessed and very honored and excited that they all said yes to us.
Yeah. Speaking like in terms of individuals, those are probably one of the biggest supporters I've seen for a crypto project. That's pretty cool that you guys have managed to get that kind of support. And question number 19, do token holders have the right to participate in the governance of the project, and what kind of decisions can they vote on about the project?
Every time that we feel that we need to bring out a question to our community, we bring it to the entire community. We don't bring it to a small section of it. The entire community gets to collaborate and talk amongst each other. Again, we are a very, very tight family within our Telegram and Discord and Twitter space communities, which is what we do on a weekly basis. And if we feel that the team needs a little bit more of an opinion, we bring our entire community in. We are not above anybody, and we feel that our community gives us so much value on their opinions, certain decision makings for us.
Daniel, the last question for today, what are the steps to becoming part of your community and start getting revenue? Where do we buy? Where do we sign up?
If you go into our website, you'll see all of our social link icons. Go into each one of them, sign up, become a user in Telegram, Discord, Twitter. And then as soon as you're done with that, you're able to buy our token within PancakeSwap, where then you can easily stake it within our own D app, which you see on the top right-hand corner. You click on it, and you're able to wallet connect, and you'll be able to stake your tokens, purchase NFTs, purchase land. It is a very, very easy and user-friendly interface that we have created from scratch.
Agreed. Thank you for answering the 20 questions from the community. Guys, if you saw your question on the screen, that means you are one of the lucky winners, and you can claim the reward by following the instructions down in the description box. Now, Daniel, it is your turn to ask your 6 questions back to the community so they can do their research, comment down below, and if they get it right, they'll be able to earn additional rewards. Whenever you're ready, please go ahead.
All right, guys. What country is Meta Ruffy International FCCO located in? What is the ticker symbol name for Meta Ruffy token? What is the virtual world name? How many NFTs sold out in under 5 days? What's the Meta Ruffy website address? And lastly, which network blockchain did the MR token launch?
Nice. Guys, if you feel like earning additional rewards, do your research, comment down below. We'll verify your answer. If you got it right, we'll drop some additional rewards to you. That wraps it up for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and Daniel, thank you so much for explaining the depth of your project, all the interesting details that you were able to provide. It definitely interested me more, do my own research and find out more about your project for sure. And I wish you success going forward with this, and perhaps somewhere down the road, we will be able to track your progress and do this once again.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure being here. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
Alrighty. Have a good one.
You too.